Back, there is a new exhibit at the Taft Museum of Art this spring. Mystery and Benevolence is highlighting Masonic and Oddfellows folk art, and you can check it out right now at the museum.
And joining us this afternoon is President and CEO of the Taft Museum of Art, Becky Bollier. And Becky, thanks so much for being here with us.
Thanks so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
So talk to us a little bit about the kinds of art and objects that are on display for people to see with this exhibit.
Well, it's a little bit different than you may be expecting. It's not necessarily as much about paintings and photography and fine art. This is what's known as folk art. So this work is all lent to us from the American Folk Art Museum in New York City, which is actually the largest collection of what we call self-made art. So what's fun about this is you will see everything from regalia, garments, to decorative arts, to hangings, to prints and photographs. It's really a rich show.
I was looking at it on your website, and it's very a vast array of different objects.
And I was going to say, we're so lucky to have the arts that we do have here in Cincinnati. I mean, from the performing arts to the arts here. What makes these objects that the Society has utilized so unique and captivating to explore?
Well, the 80 objects that are in the collection have never before traveled. They're from a private collection that then were lent onto the American Folk Art Museum. So we're thrilled to have them as part of this inaugural traveling show. But I have to say, part of it is just the fact that everyone finds fraternal organizations fascinating. You know, it's a little bit secret, it's hidden behind the scenes. There are all of these ritualistic kind of moments that we understand, but we don't really know personally. So this is a little peek behind the curtain.
She just makes you interested, by the way. Becky, talk to us a little bit about what I understand one of the most surprising things that we can find in this exhibit and learn from the show as well.
Well, I think something that will really surprise people is, first of all, around every corner is something you're not expecting. That may be something that has to do with axes that hung on the walls. It may be something to do with a goat that was manufactured here in Cincinnati that was a little bit, I know, of a mascot for a lodge.
Poor guy.
I know. But then beautiful artworks and things that really speak to community service, to fellowship, to a lot of the tenets that were core to all of these organizations.
Okay, well, the goat kind of leads me to my next question. A lot of people want to know, what are the local connections?
So this is something that we really prioritize now at the Taft Museum, is finding those local connections, even when it's a traveling show. So here you'll be able to see a lot of local history labels that will talk about, for instance, local manufacturers, companies, and artisans that were involved in the making of the objects in the show. So there's a lot of great local connections there, and I would be remiss if I did not mention that the wonderful Masonic Center that's just on 5th Street, very close to us, we learned that actually the first shovel to kick off that building of that in 1916 was actually by Charles Phelps Taft, who is our benefactor and former resident.
Well, always a wealth of information, and even as I was looking online at this exhibit, to learn that there was a women's group and all of, things that you just wouldn't even think of for that time.
That's absolutely right. While we talk about the idea that these were exclusive groups, and therefore that means to others exclusionary, there were also groups that were made up that were culturally specific, that were for, African American subsects. There were also groups for women like the Order of Rebecca. So we represent all of those in the show.
All right, so if you're interested, the exhibition is on display, as I was saying, right now through May 11th at the Taft Museum of Art. And thanks again for being here, Becca. We appreciate it always.